Ladies and gentlemen, warriors of life, listen to me today. It's supposed to be hard. If it were easy, it wouldn't be worth it. If it were simple, it wouldn't make you stronger. The weight you carry, the struggle you face, this is your fire, your test, your proving ground. Some of you are on the edge of giving up. You've faced rejection, loss, heartbreak. You've cried tears no one else has seen. You've fallen so many times that you've started to believe that staying down is easier than getting up. Hardship is the refining fire. It is the furnace that burns away weakness, the storm that tests the roots, the chisel that shapes the masterpiece. Nothing great has ever come from ease. Nothing valuable has ever been formed without pressure. The finest gold is purified in the hottest fire, and the strongest steel is forged in the fierce heat. In the same way, the trials of life are not here to break you. They are here to shape you into something greater than you ever imagined. Pain has a purpose. It strips away what is unnecessary, revealing what is strong, what is unshakable, what is truly valuable. A lump of coal under pressure becomes a diamond. A grain of sand in an oyster becomes a pearl. What you are going through is not a punishment, it is preparation. Every hardship, every setback, every tear that falls is molding you, refining you, making you into something far stronger than you were before. When gold is placed in fire, the impurities rise to the surface and are burned away. The fire does not destroy the gold, it purifies it. The trials you face are not meant to consume you, but to refine you. They expose what is weak, what is temporary, what does not belong. They burn away fear, doubt, and everything that holds you back so that what remains is pure, unshakable, and ready for the purpose set before you. Adversity is the test of true strength. A tree does not grow strong in perfect conditions. It is the wind that forces its roots deep into the earth. It is the storm that teaches it how to stand. In the same way, ease does not build character, struggle does. It is the moments of hardship that reveal what we're truly made of. A soldier is not proven in times of peace, but in the heat of battle. A leader is not tested when everything is easy, but when everything is against them. The refining fire does not feel comfortable. It is painful. It is difficult. But comfort has never produced greatness. It is in discomfort that we grow. It is in struggle that we rise. The greatest victories are won by those who refuse to give up, by those who push forward even when the fire burns hottest. The refining process is not easy, but it is necessary. The pain of today is shaping the strength of tomorrow. The difficulty of this moment is building endurance for what lies ahead. Some of the greatest figures in history faced unimaginable hardship before they ever achieved greatness. They were refined in the fire of adversity, shaped by struggle and strengthened by trials. They were not born strong. They became strong through the battles they endured. Their hardships did not define them. The response to those hardships did. There is purpose in the pain. There is meaning in the struggle. The fire you are walking through is not here to consume you. It is here to refine you. Strength is born in struggle. It is not given, it is not inherited, and it is never found in comfort. Strength is something that must be earned. Something that is forged through trials, hardship, and the willingness to endure when everything inside you screams to quit. The strongest trees in the forest are not the ones that grew in the calmest conditions, but the ones that have stood against the fiercest wind. They have bent, they have twisted, they have faced the storm head on, and because of that, their roots have sunk deeper, their trunks have thickened, and their branches have learned to reach toward the sky no matter how violent the tempest. The same is true for us. Life will test us, sometimes in ways we never expected. The winds of failure, rejection, disappointment, and loss will come crashing against us. But these are not signs that we are being destroyed. These are the very forces that are making us unbreakable. A person who has never faced struggle has never had to develop resilience. Without hardship, there is no endurance, no strength, no depth of character. It is in the battle, in the moments when quitting feels like the easiest option, that real strength is born. A seed that is planted in soft, shallow soil will sprout quickly, but its roots will not have to work to find water. When the storm comes, it is easily torn from the ground, but a seed buried deep in hard, dry earth must fight to survive. It pushes through the dirt, stretching its roots in every direction, desperate to find nourishment. When it finally breaks through the soil, it is not weak, it is strong, prepared for whatever comes next. The deeper the struggle, the stronger the foundation. Adversity is life's way of preparing us for the road ahead. If everything were easy, we would never know what we are truly capable of. If the weight were never heavy, we would never grow stronger. If the challenges never came, we would never build the endurance needed to carry the responsibility of something greater. The pain of struggle is not a punishment, it is training. Every great athlete, every successful entrepreneur, every powerful leader has faced hardship. They did not rise to the top because they avoided struggle. They became strong because they embraced it. True strength is not found in avoiding difficulties, but in facing them. It is the willingness to get up after every fall, to push forward when the road seems impossible, to keep believing even when everything around you says to give up. Struggle teaches us perseverance. It teaches us grit. It teaches us that no matter how fierce the storm, we have what it takes to stand. The strongest trees are not afraid of the wind. They welcome it, knowing that with every storm, they become stronger. We too are shaped by the struggles we endure. And if we choose to embrace the hardship, to stand firm in the storm, to fight through the pain, we will emerge not weaker, but unshakable, faith over fear. These are not just words. They are the foundation upon which victory is built. Fear is a prison, a weight that keeps you chained to the ground when you were meant to soar. It whispers lies, telling you that you are not strong enough, not capable enough, not worthy enough to move forward. Fear makes the obstacle seem bigger than it really is, the challenge seem impossible, the mountain seem unmovable. But faith is the power that breaks the chains. Faith is the force that moves the immovable, the light that shines in the darkest valley, the voice that tells you to keep going when everything inside you wants to quit. Fear will paralyze you, but faith will set you in motion. The moment you let fear take control, you stop moving. You hesitate, you doubt, and before you know it, you are standing still, trapped by your own uncertainty. Fear tells you to turn back. Fear magnifies failure before it even happens. Fear is always looking for an excuse to quit, but faith does the opposite. Faith looks ahead, even when the path is unclear. Faith sees possibilities where fear sees obstacles. Faith does not need to have all the answers. It only needs to take the next step. The greatest battles in life are not won by those who never felt fear. They are won by those who chose faith despite their fear. Every great achievement, every incredible breakthrough, every moment of triumph began with someone who had the courage to believe in something greater than what their eyes could see. Faith does not mean the journey will be easy. It means that no matter how difficult it gets, you refuse to give up because you trust that there is something greater ahead. Fear will make you question your dreams, your abilities, and your worth. It will keep you from stepping into your destiny. It will tell you that the risk is too great, that you are not ready, that you will fail. But faith declares I was made for more. Faith looks at the mountain and says, move. Faith does not deny the struggle, but faces it with the unshakable confidence that the struggle is not the end of the story. There will be moments in life when everything seems impossible. The weight of your circumstances may feel unbearable. The voices of doubt may be louder than ever, but that is when faith is needed the most. Faith is not tested when everything is going well. It is tested in the fire of adversity, when you feel like giving up, when the road ahead is unclear, when fear is telling you to stop. That is the moment to dig deep and hold on to faith. You may not see the way right now, but that does not mean there is no way. You may not understand the struggle, but that does not mean the struggle is meaningless. Faith is believing that something greater is coming, even when you cannot see it. Faith is trusting that the mountain in front of you is not there to stop you, but to show you how strong you truly are. Faith does not shrink back. It moves forward, knowing that every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to victory. Pain is temporary, but purpose is eternal. The hardship you face today, the struggle that weighs on your heart, the suffering that feels unbearable, it is not the end of your story. Pain is a season, not a sentence. It is a storm that comes, but it does not last forever. The night may seem endless, but the morning always comes. No matter how deep the valley, no matter how heavy the burden, no matter how hopeless the moment feels, there is something greater on the other side. Pain is real. It cuts deep. It leaves scars. It tests every fiber of your being. There will be times when you question whether you can endure, when you wonder if it's even worth the fight. Pain will make you feel small. It will try to convince you that it is permanent, that this is all there is, that your best days are behind you, but that is a lie. Pain is not meant to define you, it is meant to refine you. It is not here to break you, it is here to build you. The suffering of today is preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. Purpose is what makes pain bearable. When you know there is a reason for the struggle, you can endure it. Every great athlete pushes through exhaustion, pain, and failure because they have a vision of victory. Every great leader, every world changer, every person who has ever left a mark on this world has walked through hardship and pain, but they did not stop there. They kept going because they knew their purpose was greater than their suffering. A mother endures the pain of childbirth because she knows the joy of holding her child will far outweigh the suffering. A soldier fights through unimaginable hardships because he believes in something bigger than himself. A dreamer pushes past failures, rejections, and obstacles because they know deep down that what they are fighting for is worth it. If you lose sight of your purpose, pain will consume you. But if you keep your eyes on what is ahead, you will find the strength to endure. The hardship of today cannot compare to the glory that awaits those who endure. If you quit in the middle of the struggle, you will never see what was waiting for you on the other side. Every storm you endure is shaping you. Every battle you fight is preparing you. Every tear you cry is watering the seeds of something greater. Your purpose is not in the pain itself, it is in what the pain is producing. The weight of hardship is building within you the endurance, the wisdom, and the strength necessary to walk in your destiny. Do not let temporary pain make you give up on an eternal purpose. The fire you are walking through is not meant to destroy you, it is meant to refine you. Your struggles today are shaping your victories tomorrow. Your purpose is greater than your pain. Hold on, endure, and trust that the suffering of this moment is nothing compared to the greatness that is coming. The comeback is always greater than the setback. Life will knock you down. You will face failure, disappointment, and moments where it feels like everything you've worked for is slipping through your fingers. But hear this, your setback is not the end of your story. It is not your final chapter. It is merely a pause, a moment in time, a challenge designed to strengthen you, not define you. You may have fallen, but you are not meant to stay down. The most powerful victories in history were won by those who refused to let failure be their final word. Every person who has ever achieved something great has had to face setbacks. They have faced rejection, loss, and hardship. The difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck is one simple decision: to get back up. You may feel like you've lost too much. You may feel like the pain is too deep, the failure too great, but no failure is permanent unless you refuse to rise. Every setback is an opportunity for a greater comeback, a greater story, a greater testimony of strength, perseverance, and determination. Think of an archer with a bow. The further back the arrow is pulled, the further forward it will fly. The tension, the pressure, the force pulling it back is necessary for it to launch ahead. Your struggles are not pulling you back to keep you there. They are setting you up for something greater. The moments of defeat, the times you felt like you lost everything, these are the very things that will propel you into a future you never thought possible. The pain of today is setting the stage for the victory of tomorrow. History is filled with stories of those who faced incredible setbacks but refused to let those setbacks define them. They could have quit, they could have walked away, but they understood one truth: the story is not over until they decide it's over. And the same is true for you. Your journey is not finished. What you are facing right now may seem like an ending, but it is actually the beginning of something greater. The depth of your struggle determines the height of your success. The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. A setback is not a failure. It is a lesson, a test, a moment that is asking you one question. Will you rise? Will you take the pain, the disappointment, the rejection, and turn it into fuel? Or will you let it break you? The choice is yours. But know this, the greatest victories belong to those who refuse to give up. Your greatest victory is on the other side of this struggle. The comeback is waiting, but you must be willing to fight for it. Stand up, shake off the dust of failure, push forward with everything inside of you. Because the moment you decide to rise again, you take control of your story. And when you refuse to quit, nothing, no setback, no failure, no obstacle can stop you. You were made for more. You were not created to settle for a life of mediocrity, to live in fear, or to watch your dreams fade into the background. Deep inside you, there is something greater, something powerful, something that refuses to be ordinary. You are not designed to simply exist. You are designed to thrive, to rise, to conquer, and to leave a mark on this world that cannot be erased. There is a reason you feel that pull inside, that restlessness, that sense that there is something bigger waiting for you. That is not your imagination. It is your calling. It is the voice of destiny reminding you that you were never meant to stay small, never meant to blend in, never meant to let life pass you by. You were created for greatness, and anything less will never satisfy your soul. But the path to greatness is not an easy one. It demands resilience. It requires courage. It calls for sacrifice. There will be moments of doubt, times when fear whispers that you are not enough, that you do not have what it takes, that your dreams are too big, too impossible. But do not listen to that voice. Fear is a liar. Doubt is a thief. They come only to steal your potential, to keep you locked in a life that is far beneath what you were meant to live. If you ever find yourself questioning your worth, questioning whether you were truly meant for more, just look at the evidence around you. The greatest achievers, the world changers, the history makers, they were not the strongest, the smartest, or the most talented. They were the ones who refused to settle. They were the ones who faced adversity head on, who stood in the fire and chose to fight rather than flee. They understood that struggle was part of the journey, that setbacks were just setups for something greater. They knew that they were made for more, and they lived their lives proving it. You must make the same decision. You must look at the challenges in front of you and declare that they will not break you. You must refuse to let fear dictate your choices. You must silence the voices that tell you to play it safe, to shrink back, to be realistic. You were not born to be average. You were not placed on this earth just to survive. You were placed here to rise, to build, to create, to inspire, to change the world in ways that only you can. It does not matter where you come from. It does not matter what mistakes you have made. It does not matter how many times you have fallen. What matters is what you choose to do next. Will you settle for less than what you were created for? Or will you stand up, take hold of your destiny, and fight for the life that is waiting for you? Because the truth is, you were made for more. More strength, more purpose, more impact, more life. And the moment you believe it, truly believe it, is the moment everything changes. You were made for more. You were not designed to live in fear, to stay down when life knocks you over, or to let pain define you. Every challenge, every setback, every struggle is not the end. It is the refining fire shaping you for something greater. Fear will paralyze you, but faith will push you forward. Pain may feel endless, but purpose is eternal. The hardship of today is nothing compared to the glory that awaits those who refuse to quit. So rise, stand in the face of adversity, push forward even when the road is hard. The greatest victories belong to those who keep going when others give up. You were not created for mediocrity. You were made to overcome, to inspire, to lead. The comeback is always greater than the setback. And the moment you choose to believe that, the moment you refuse to settle, is the moment everything changes. Get up and fight.